Hey everybody, just to let you know how we're going. I finally got the 7 sprocket Shimano cluster on the back, and it's working really well. It's freewheeling correctly and it's not locking up. The original advice that I got from a hardware store who sold me an uncrushable neoprene washer, well, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a pretty mangled mess, and it actually stopped me while riding pretty quickly. So yeah, last time I listened to the hardware store, actually some of the things on YouTube were saying, or videos I was watching were saying that if you're using 7 clusters you'll need a spacer, hence the neoprene washer. However, they said if you're using a 6-speeder, which ironically enough this one is here, you don't need a washer. I bought this 6-speed cluster. I stuck with Shimano because everything else is Shimano. They may not have had a problem, but the Shimano ones still will jam up if you don't use a spacer. The reason why they jam up, it's not too bad. This inner piece here screws around onto the axle and onto the motor. The outer piece here has to spin free as part of the free wheel, so allowing it to basically just move around. What happens with the Shimano ones, it's a bit hard to see, but the inner part of the bearing, it sits lower than the outer part, and it's the outer part that must not touch the motor. I think you can just see it there. The outer part is sitting proud, and this is on a 6-speed cluster. So yeah, I bought this thing after watching some of the videos thinking, yay, problem solved. No. Anyway, tried to get a spacer from the local bike shops, and they're saying no, you'll have to buy another cluster, which I thought was a bit rough. But in the end I found out, I was looking around, and of all things, it sounds a bit budget, but I used an old coat hanger. You can see the bit that I've cut out there. What I did was got the straight piece, wound it around, and it formed a nice tight loop around the hub, the axle of the motor, just how I needed it. And it was just the right height, and I can wind it up and crush it as hard as I can with the bolts, and it's fine. So I'm really wrapped, and now, yeah, thanks to an old wire coat hanger, so it's almost embarrassed to say, it is working really well. And the next stage, I will put on the carrier and the battery pack and the computer, and yeah, and then I'll go on from there. I'm going to have a few issues with the gears at the front. One thing I didn't think of, at the front of the bike, the Shimano, I don't know if you can actually see it here, but the Shimano gear levers and brake lever are actually one integrated part. It looks nice on the handlebar because you just got one little sort of clip-on piece here, and the brake lever and the gear knob are all one part. Trouble is, the brake levers that I've got with this kit are just separate brake levers, and then you have to have the clip-on piece for the gears. So I might try and modify these, because also the difference is there's a switch in there, and I'll see what we can do. Anyway, thanks for watching.